Boston Celtics, 64-18, and your NBA champions from last season beating the Dallas Mavericks in the NBA Finals. Smart money says they honestly can win it again. They certainly have the talent around them, and they're actually returning 97% of their minutes from last season, which is the most for an NBA champion in the last 10 years. It's pretty crazy to think about. That's not to say that there won't be challenges. Now, there are going to be challenges in the future because there's conversations about ownership change, and the cap is only going to go up so much, but even then, there are massively expensive contracts. There was already the Jaylen Brown contract. There was already the Drew Holiday contract. Now, on top of that, Jason Tatum signs 5 years, 350 million, 15, excuse me. Derek White, 4 years, 126 million. Like that's a lot between the two of them, Jaylen Brown and Drew Holiday. And going forward, that is going to be a very expensive luxury tax bill on top of second apron issues that they're already going to have this season. So the roster that's in place is the roster they're pretty much going to have for the season and going forward. And it's a great roster. Don't get me wrong. There's plenty of depth all around. Uh, I will say they could use one more guy at each position. I especially am concerned about center because Kristaps Porzingis had off-season surgery for a very unusual injury, it's an ankle but not quite. Then you have Al Horford who's 38 years old and just isn't get he's playing great and has played great for the last however many years, but who knows when the wheels are going to fall off. Then you have Luke Cornett who's a serviceable backup at best, and then you have Xavier Tillman who would be a sort of undersized five and isn't really an offensive threat and is more of an offensive liability actually. So it would be nice if there was like more reliability at center, especially since Porzingis is going to be out projected till December, give or take. But the Celtics have figured out a way to win. They can certainly play small and win. Not saying you'll play Tatum at the five, but even Tatum at the four. I didn't think that was going to work, and it had a good deal of success. So again, the pieces are in place, and there is depth all up and down the roster. It's just a matter of surviving until Porzingis gets back. And also, there is that sort of concern with guys who play in the Olympics. There tends to be this sort of drop in production early in the season as they're getting, as they're suffering from lack of rest. So between Jason Tatum, Drew Holiday, and Derek White, who all played in the Olympics. Now Tatum didn't play a lot of minutes and was the butt of many jokes because he was benched multiple times and played like crap at the times he did play. But he did play the Olympics, and the other two guys did play in the Olympics, and usually guys who come back from the summer, there is some fatigue that sets in, so that's something to keep in mind. Luckily, they're all pretty durable players, relatively speaking, and Jaylen Brown, who didn't go to the Olympics, even though he should have, also a pretty durable player, so I wouldn't worry too much about injuries from those guys. I'm more worried about Porzingis and Al Horford. Um, outside of that, their defense is awesome. Their offense is awesome. I don't see any reason to have them not be the number one seed in the East, even with other teams doing what they can to improve. I just I don't see a reason why the Celtics aren't the title favorites and eventually again the NBA champion.